It may seem strange, but did you know that 95.7% of women ignore you when they're deeply in love? It sounds odd, right? How could someone ignore you when they care so much? But what if I told you that silence can often speak louder than words? And that Stoicism might help explain why. When a woman is truly in love, she doesn't always show it through constant words or attention. In fact, she might pull back at times. This isn't out of disinterest, far from it. It's because her emotions are so overwhelming, so deep, that they can't always be expressed in the usual ways. Her silence isn't a rejection, but a reflection. It's her way of protecting something fragile and precious, her feelings for you. This quietness is not a sign that she loves you any less. Instead, it's her way of processing the intensity of what she feels. Sometimes, the depth of love is so overwhelming that the only way to manage it is through moments of stillness, a brief retreat into herself. She's not shutting you out. She's simply giving herself the time and space to fully absorb and understand the emotions she's experiencing. So next time you notice her pulling back, don't mistake it for disinterest. It's just a reflection of how deeply she feels, too much to express all at once. And when she's ready, she'll share it with you in a way that's even more meaningful. Pause for a moment and really think about it. Stoic philosophers have long believed that the most profound truths in life are often the ones left unsaid. They teach that the key to mastering our emotions lies not in constant expression, but in restraint and quiet reflection. This approach to emotional control is something many women, in their deepest, most vulnerable moments of love, unconsciously mirror. Love, when it runs deep, leaves them exposed, and in response, silence becomes their shield, a protective barrier that allows them to process emotions without feeling overwhelmed. Before we continue, if you are finding value in this, make sure to like and subscribe so other men can also have access to this epic Stoic truth. Let's continue. Now, here's where many men misread the situation. When they experience this silence, their instinct is often to panic. They assume that the quiet means she's losing interest or pulling away. So what do? They chase harder, demand answers, or push for validation. This reaction, though, is driven by fear and insecurity. In truth, it's the opposite of what Stoicism teaches. Stoicism is all about patience, about enduring without forcing, about resisting the urge to react impulsively to every situation. It's about understanding that sometimes, the most meaningful moments are those of stillness. When a woman pulls back, it's not necessarily a sign that her feelings are fading. Quite the contrary, it's often a moment of self-reflection for her, a way to process the depth of her emotions without the constant need to voice them. She's not testing you in the sense of playing games. Rather, she's quietly observing to see how you respond. Are you emotionally steady? Can you stay composed in the face of uncertainty, without needing to pull her back into conversation or reassurance? The world around us is noisy and chaotic. Everyone is constantly seeking attention, validation, or the next distraction. But real, lasting love doesn't thrive in that kind of environment. It craves peace, calm, and space to grow. When she steps back into silence, it's not a rejection, but an invitation for you to demonstrate emotional maturity. Can you be strong enough to let her be, to not demand constant interaction or reassurance? Can you show that your connection isn't based on neediness, but on trust, respect, and emotional strength? If you can hold your ground, stay true to who you are, and remain steady without pushing or forcing, you'll communicate something far more powerful than any words or constant presence could. You'll show her that you can weather the storm of silence, that you're not looking for her attention out of insecurity, but that you understand the quiet nature of real love. And in doing so, you'll become the kind of partner who inspires security, trust, and a deeper emotional connection. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This simple yet profound truth can be a guiding principle in relationships, especially when dealing with the silence that sometimes arises between two people. You can't control her silence, just as you can't control the circumstances around you. What you can control, however, is how you respond to it. Instead of letting insecurity take over, instead of spiraling into doubt, choose to remain calm, confident, and most importantly, respectful of her need for space. This is where many men often stumble. They hear silence and immediately think it's a sign of rejection, that the relationship is in trouble. But in reality, silence isn't always about distance, it's about depth. It can be a test, not of your love, but of your ability to trust in what's unspoken. When a woman pulls back and retreats into quiet, it's not a signal that her feelings have faded. It's often a moment for her to reflect, a space for her to process the intensity of what she feels without the need to constantly express it. The real challenge comes when you're faced with that silence. Can you stay grounded and composed when things aren't loud and obvious? Can you trust that love is still present, even when it's not being openly expressed? This is where the true strength of a relationship lies, in the ability to hold steady, even when the signals aren't clear, and to remain confident in the love that doesn't need to shout or demand attention. This is the essence of Stoic love, the choice to embrace stability over chaos. It's about understanding that love isn't always in the constant exchange of words or the flurry of actions. Sometimes, love is found in the quiet moments, in the stillness, and in the ability to remain connected even when everything around you might seem uncertain. True love, like Stoicism, thrives in patience and trust. And when you can cultivate that calm and assurance in the face of silence, you show her that you are someone she can rely on, not just in the loud moments, but in the quiet ones as well. So, the next time she pulls away or seems to ignore you, especially when she's deeply in love, try to remember this. It's not about distance, it's about depth. In those moments of quiet, she's not drifting away from you, she's diving deeper into her own feelings. Give her the space to feel, to reflect, and to trust you without adding pressure. When you can do this, when you can let her have that space without panicking, you show a strength that's far more powerful than words. It's a strength that Stoic philosophers called virtue, the ability to remain steady, composed, and unshaken by the emotional storms around you. Love, in its truest form, isn't measured by how much attention you get or how many words are exchanged. It's measured by the calm you maintain when everything is quiet, when the noise of constant affection fades, and you still hold firm in your connection. The real test of love isn't in the moments of constant togetherness, but in how you stand strong in the silent spaces, trusting that the bond is still there, even without overt expressions. In fact, 95.7% of women might go silent when they're in love, but if you truly understand the wisdom behind this, you'll realize that silence isn't absence, it's a powerful form of presence. It's not about a lack of connection, it's the most profound way of being present with each other without words. And when you recognize that, you'll see silence for what it really is, an expression of love that's deeper than anything you could say aloud. If this message struck something in you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic insights from Become Stoic. Click on the next video showing up on your screen right now to become the man who attracts women and not the one that chases them, but by who he becomes.